to look at
Homework
Nax.
time.
Yep, it's homework time.
Yeah, man.
Alright, let me see if I can post my stream. Alright, as soon as I post this, we will start with the fours of us. Okay. So, let me pull up his notes, and I'll post his notes for everyone to look at. Oh, of course not. Let me open it in Sheets. It may not be here. Alright, fuck it. I don't have his notes. That's okay. We're just going to watch and pause and ask questions and see what we want to do and what we don't want to do. But the first pull, we're taking the first two rooms. So we rocket boots in and just pull absolutely everything. It's going to be very scary.
What are we looking at right now?
Oh shit.
The mega pull.
Where are we looking at it at?
Oh, yeah. Let me, hold on.
That's fine.
Right. I will share my screen. Look at my screen. Please.
Oh my god. Alright.
Okay. So we'll start it over. Yeah, they literally rocket boots. Everyone's going to have to FAP. 4 A-bombs. I think there's 3 on each side and 4 in the back. So, what's that? 14 A-bombs and 3 slimes. Thank God tank threat's so good.
Where is everybody? We had like 15 people sign up.
Yeah. It's because Dad's not here. Dad'll be on later.
What up? I don't think
Yo,
they
man.
care about Dad being here.
The only thing we've looked at so far, Mr. Guagi, is the mega pool. We're gonna do construct wing first, and we're gonna do the first 2 rooms with rocket boots and FAPs. Jeremiah wants to pull the slimes through, so he asked us to do this the week before, and we didn't. We can do it. I mean, fuck it. It can't be that hard. The scary part's obviously the slime. Now, he wants to leave all the healers and the ranged over on this side. He doesn't want to send people over because we'd have to do the little parachute jump there, but I don't know. I'm a fan of sending everybody over, so I'll have to see what he wants to do tomorrow. So, like, the way Jeremy's planning it is all the ranged and healers will be on the side that Patchwork's on right now. And the tanks have to pull the trash over, but I think we're going to have too much downtime. So I'm going to say everyone should just go all the way. I'm going to put this on 2 times.
Yeah, if we don't go all the way, we run the risk of pulling Patchwork as well, right?
Yeah, you're right. I think we should definitely go all the way. He agreed. Jeremy does want to do this. If Patchwork's padded at the end of the hall, he wants to run all the way down and fight him down here. We're not going to watch somebody kill Patchwork. That's silly. Apparently their rocket boots were up. Ours probably should be too. We are not going to be pulling Globulus with trash. That's silly. I don't think we're ready. Maybe he wants to. I don't know, but that seems super fucking sketchy to me. We're also not going to kill him on this ramp, so we're just going to do Globulus normal. We're not even going to watch this because we're not going to kill him on the ramp. This is noted, by the way, some European guild. It's really good. None of the above. He had talked about trying to map out rocket boots, but I don't think... Or he had mentioned he thought about it, but it's too much micromanagement, so we're not going to say, like, everyone rocket boots on Gluth. I mean, if you got them, use them. But it'd be nice maybe if just at least the tank and a healer or two had some rocket boots for this. Get them in a position.
Usually you do.
Yeah.
Yep.
Agreed.
But that, yeah, that's a pretty... Unless you're just using it between Grovulus and Gluth just to get there faster, to sit there faster.
Right. Oh, no. Haddon should have the weak aura to count trash. I think we need like 3 giants here and one of the little Kenyan packs. This one will be, we're going to have to counsel everyone to blow their 2 and 3 minute cooldowns on pool because these guys count towards our parse. And it allows us to get 2 rounds of 3 minute cooldowns. If we do that, I mean, we fought about it a little bit in general chat, but it is what all the...
plan for splitting, for like reassigning splits for that?
Excellent idea. We will do that when Siduri gets here. We'll just pull up some log data and try and split people. But yeah, we'll definitely do that tonight. And I don't think there's much value in watching them kill Thaddeus other than to say we'll bloodlust around execute or when the 3 minute cooldowns come up. If we're holding it that long, it may as well be execute. But this should be pretty close.
Do we know if I'm for sure coming on the lock or?
There's a little bit of discussion about that. So I think ultimately it depends on what you enjoy, but
whatever's gonna help us.
Yeah, I mean if
faster, you know?
if you ask anyone, they're gonna say Warlock. I mean, that's what we definitely want, the Warlock, but we also don't want to make you tilt and quit.
Hell no, dog.
So, I mean, the more you play the Warlock, the better, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll be... So they just lusted execute, so...
Yeah, Rayclock was originally a Warlock, bro. Back before
all the reptilians that we
we
had.
asked them to switch. Yeah, we asked them to switch to
It's
reptilians.
time to come on home, brother.
I love both equally, dog. It don't matter to me.
No, I hear you. Warlocks aren't as amazing in Ice Crown, so I mean, I'd say you could probably switch back then, but just play what you want to play.
Yeah, it might also depend on how well fire mages do, because they right now bring arcane empowerment, which Reds are the other class that brings it, like the 3% raid damage buff.
Oh yeah.
So whenever they go fire,
yeah, so I'd probably have to bring the rep for.
If it makes sense.
Uldor, right? Aren't you guys going fire in Uldor?
Probably.
We still need to see itemization. That's what it comes down to. If fights get faster because of better items from Ulduar, it might have to wait till TOC, because Arcane will do well if fights are fast.
I think we decided last week that we're no longer moving a noob because we just smoke his ass, so I don't know if they're going to try and move him towards the door. I mean, it saves a couple seconds. I don't think it really matters, but...
I hope we don't have to move him back anymore, because that always cuts some range DPS time.
Yeah, it's annoying. One thing we did learn is we don't have to pull the far left pack, so we're not going to run down the middle of this room anymore. We're just going to hug the right side and leave that far left pack. We don't need it for trash. I don't think any of this changes other than us not tilting in Fairlena's room and pulling the boss. So, like, in my opinion, they get way too close here. Maybe not. I mean, they don't pull the boss, so I guess it's fine, but we've certainly wiped there a couple times in our raid. Dig the boss down again. I don't think there's really any benefit to sitting here and watching them do that. I've seen tanks die here before, so we'll just need to make sure we have healers keeping up. Like the rocket boots out of Fairlina and then just get clapped. I mean, none of this is really novel. It's like pull trash quickly. We've already been doing that. A lot of it will be getting up to a boss and someone will want 15 seconds and we'll just have to politely tell them to fuck off and pull the boss anyway.
Slightly, of course.
Like maybe a really fast ready check because we're not used to speedrunning, but I don't know. I like just going for it. Maybe like ready check as the last trash pack is dying, like this is to pull the boss. God, this fight is so tilting when you get web wrapped. Eggles, I believe you're taking PI this week, so you'll be responsible for figuring out how you ask Nieth for that.
Okay.
I like a macro that spams whisper.
Yeah, that's what I figured. I've done it in the past.
Yeah. So here, I think we should put more importance on the melee killing the plague slimes. Because they only take physical damage, they don't take any magic damage. And they're like always the last thing alive, so melee should just ignore everything except the plague slimes. If we had 11 stacks, we would probably stop. I don't know. I guess it looks like they reset their stacks, so. Pulling the gargoyles into the boss is totally fine. I think as long as the stack count is low. I don't know if he'll want to do that or not, but we're not going to watch him kill this. Pew pew. This doesn't change. Go fast. We did hear about different strategies for doing Heigen. I don't know if he's going to try any tomorrow. But it looks like they do the same thing we do, so maybe we won't change. Something about putting casters on the platform so that there's no pushback when the slime comes up.
Yeah, I think you do kitty corner, like furthest corner to furthest corner.
Yeah.
Keep everything far, but it sounds sketchy. And our fastest time is faster than their fastest times.
Yeah, I mean, that's like apples and oranges. It's a tough comparison to make. I would be more interested in what the top guilds are doing. It doesn't look like these guys are trying it, so. In my experience, this shit's easier just to not reinvent the wheel because these mega nerds, like, that's all they do all day. So, I mean, let them try it for hours and hours and figure out what the best thing is and just copy it. Lotheb, we're bloodlusting for execute because all the ICDs are fucked, waiting on spores. It may be worth looking at which classes do better with spores and assigning them first, but I don't know if it matters that much. We're not going to watch them kill this. One thing they do is they take the spore buff into trash, so that will be helpful. I mean, it's like a 2-minute buff, so, and it doesn't invalidate your log until you get to a boss. So I think he's planning on doing Resuvius or Military Wing last because it's got the most trash before the first boss. Maybe besides Patchwork, I don't know. But speediness will be swift. Coming out with the Lotheb crit buff, clapping this trash. We do need a horse pack here. I don't know if we need both. Like, there's a stable pack that's stationary on the left, and there's one that pats. I don't know if we need both or not. Haddon will be running the weak aura. I think it's just the one that moves, the patting one. We don't have any priests here, so I mean, Matt, if you look at this, does it look like, is there anything you could tell that they're doing differently than we are, or like as far as the MCs go? I know you do this.
Are they tanking the other two
Can't we
on
do
the
it
close
without-
side to get them killed?
Aren't we here
Yeah.
tonight now and not do that?
To not what?
Are they still mind controlling and tanking the balls with the MCs?
Yeah. I think you have
I
to,
thought-
right?
I thought once you got geared enough, it was better to just tank it.
I don't know, brother.
Yeah, I don't think you can tank him.
Yeah, it's a tall
Pretty sure
task.
I don't know.
He just claps you.
Yeah, I would. Let's
No, it's the same.
yeah. Let's use the MCs. I don't think anything here changes. Just watch for whirlwinds on the axe. There's a really good weak aura that shows whirlwinds if you don't have it.
Does it automatically mark them with diamond or triangle?
Someone has to run the. Well, no, that's a different weak aura. That's
Yeah, I'm
the
just
one-
kidding. I'm just maybe. Sorry.
Yeah. That is supposed to happen. So they pulled that trash back into this room. I mean, that may be worth watching again. Like they rocket boots down the hall. I don't know if we'll have rocket boots or not. I'd imagine we probably will after fighting Vesuvius. And they pull all that trash into the room. And once everyone's in the gate, we pull the boss. I think that would be fine. Last week we failed Immortal because the bop didn't go off. So we'll just make sure bops are assigned. And they sent a hunter through to pull trash, but they don't have any DPS over on that side, so I'm not really sure. Like, I don't
Did they go
know.
through both gates?
Can they somehow
they did.
misdirect through the wall?
I don't believe they do. We can.
Yeah, you can. They have prompt
Oh,
warrior,
they
so
did.
They have vigilance. So
They come through the gate. Oh
yeah,
wow,
any
they
prompt will
did.
Go right
Yep.
through the gate.
Yeah.
It did. Okay. So there's no reason not to send Cavsy over. I mean, just keep I thought someone had to be on dead side to kill that trash, but it looks like everyone can just be living. And
It'll go
Okay.
straight to 'em.
all right, so that's what we'll do. I'll write that down. Actually, let me skip this so we're not fucking wasting our lives. We can see the gate open. So bops go out. I mean, if you bought the boomkin and 2 demo warlocks, like this shit should just fall over. All right, let's not waste your lives. Value your time. Okay. So that's Gothic. Okay. One thing, I'm gonna rewind it here. So when they finish the boss, they're like running to the next pack, but I guess the hunter is like already pulled it. I don't understand. Like I would assume Cavsy takes a break while we fight the boss. I don't really know. Like it looked like that hunter was feigned on the left side and he's using his pet to pull it all. I don't exactly know the mechanic there.
No, it's still vigilance. He probably just pulled the fire pack and ran all the way back, so they were coming to the boss.
Yeah, like literally, they got all the trash except one pat.
Yeah, he probably pulled all those and then dragged it to the
Pulled it
the
with
door
his
and then
pat.
no, with vigilance.
Well, yeah, vigilance on the pet or vigilance on like
No, vigilance.
on
Vigilance
the
is
hunter.
the warrior. Vigilance is the warrior ability. So
Yeah,
he puts
yeah.
that on. The warrior puts it on the hunter.
Okay, so
And
that
all of the threat that he has is going to go directly to the warrior.
so does that count
he
if he
pulls from-
pet pulls? Because I
Probably,
think
but your pet's probably going to die.
yeah, that was. I think the hunter has to be the one that's pulling if he's got vigilance on him, or maybe you can vigilance the pet and the pet can pull. But
I don't think you use a pet at all. I think he
I
just
think the
ran
pet will
away.
die then, right?
okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So I like vigilance on Cavsy. This we're not doing. We are not going to kill Thane first. so there's really no point in watching that. We can
We
watch.
do blammo.
We can,
Blamey,
yeah, we
and
can
then,
watch
kill the
ours.
other two.
Why don't we kill the holy like shocker guy? I watched a video and it says you have 20 seconds before he casts the first one.
Yeah, you do. So like, I can show you our kill. Hold on.
We can kill the first boss in 20 seconds, couldn't we?
I thought we could until I looked at the VoD. So here it is. Hold on. Okay, so they pulled at 15:53. I'll be gracious. You get an extra second. Or we pulled at 15:53, and Blow Me dies at 16:19. So it took us like 20 some odd seconds.
26.
I mean, yeah, if we're precasting, so like if you look at the way they do it, like they're all gonna queue up over here on the right side of the platform. So they're gonna precast and kill this guy as he's like running to his position. So we've not done that before. I don't see why we couldn't do that on the other side too, just to like check our damage. Like, there's no reason not to precast like that.
Yeah, because it's not like they can't go off of their preset rails, right?
Correct. So, but yeah, in our kill, we didn't have the damage. I think maybe we try precasting this week on Blow Me, and we can see if we're close. I mean, I'd like to think we could do it, but right now we don't have.
It's just a big risk if we can't. Like it's not a risk if we're sure that we can do it, but if we're not sure,
Aren't we risking
then we
anyway
do
by
it.
sending all the melee over there anyway?
Only if Immortal is off the line. We're only sending melee in if Immortal's dead. Otherwise, it's just like 2 or 3 melee at a time, like 1 tank and 2 melee.
I thought we were speed clearing, not focusing on
You're right.
Immortal.
Yes, that's true. I mean, by some magical scenario, if we get to the last wing and we're killing 4 horsemen, and Immortal's on the table, we're not sending all the melee to the Ziliac. There's no way.
Yeah,
Okay,
but also for this, it'll be a lot slower if we wipe
But
than
what I'm
if
saying,
we don't wipe.
but what I'm saying is like if we're gonna go if like Immortal's off the table,
Yeah, if Immortal's off the table, send all
why
the.
not?
You can't.
Why not just start on the other guy? You know?
Because if you don't make the 20-second timer, you wipe. And right now, we don't make the 20-second timer until we show that we can. Papa doesn't want to risk it.
Do you wipe though if you send the melee in last? The risk. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, at the very end, that's fine as long as they don't chain out to range. They can all die, and then we still don't wipe.
Okay. I think I get what you mean.
Fuck the melee. Okay, we're not watching our run. We're watching these guys. And
But if we're trying to kill Zeliek first, and we have to then kill, like, if 5 of the melee die on Zeliek, then we might not be able to clear Thane and the what's his face fast enough, which then wipes the rest of the raid.
Zeliak will be the last one to die for tomorrow. But when Zeliak's the last one remaining and Immortal's off the table, then all the melee can go touch each other's butts and kill the boss. And if they get chained and die, then they die.
Nothing wrong with touching butt.
I don't know. Maybe we can look at the pre-pot timer here. Is this helpful for anyone? I don't know.
Yeah, we see what shape it is before it pops out.
I mean, I don't even see his combat. There it is. So he's not actually in combat. I mean, this guy's not in combat until, like, there's this magic poof. Like, he's still not in combat. So I think that's the cue for pre-pots. Like, when you see the little magic puff cloud. I'm going to write that down. Actually, I'll just fucking timestamp it, too. Here. Let me timestamp it. Hold on. Okay. So, pre-pots on, what's this guy's name? Fuck, it's a big ass dragon. Starts with an S, maybe? What's this guy's name?
Saffron?
Saf.
Saf, thank you. Pre-pots on Saffron when he farts blue cloud. Watch timestamped vid. I know I misspelled that. Let me cheat and use the frame. Of course. Okay. It's probably not worth watching, right? Less in the beginning and kill the dragon. After this, I mean, we've got plenty of time. I may go back and watch some of our kills too. Okay, so this is pretty useless for us. Let me turn on 2 times and we'll get through it. I do want to see how ballsy they are. How long they cast. I like to cast till the very last memento. I guess if Immortal's on the table, you play a little safer, but... Okay. And then I really like tanking KT in the middle of the room. It's the way we did it in Vanilla WoW, and there's so much more space. So I don't know if he's going to make that change this week or not, but they do that in this Nota run. We're not watching Phase 1. It's a waste of time. So yeah, they pull KT to the middle. Like, why don't we do this? This definitely should be happening. There's just so much more room. There's a weak order to turn off the Death and Decay graphic for any colorblind melee. And then I don't think there's really any benefit to looking at KT other than kill him in the middle of the room. I'll write that down. Let's see. Okay. Does anyone have questions before we look at our boss kills? Everyone can look for mistakes and tell me how bad I am. Let's see. All right. So yeah, I'm not really interested in watching our trash because we just finished that in the other run. But maybe it'll help to watch the bosses. I'll go 2 times. Have we... I heard Neath in here. Oh, no, that was Yukala, of course. Christ is here. Christ, have we been having any problems with Resuvius? Seems like you guys have it figured out.
We do got it figured out. I think the biggest thing is me and Neath probably him a little bit closer to the edge of the second ring.
Okay.
That way we'll stack up on each other and we don't have to rotate him at all. That way people can maintain on his back and don't have to worry about either.
Is she aware of that? She's aware of that from last week, I assume.
I think we talked about it a little bit when
Is
during
this
the raid, but I'll bring it up again.
Is this correct? If it's correct, I can just take a screen grab of it. Is this the way you want it
The way
done?
that it looks. We would want them ideally a little bit closer.
Closer which direction?
Like towards your mouse. Yep, like right there. Right where you call his totem is or whatever that totem is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, where the little...
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
I got you.
And Neath and I will stand on that pretty much line. We'll have his back inside that ring. And then everybody can just sit pretty much right where that where you just jumped.
Okay.
And maintain his back the whole time.
Okay. Yeah, I like when you guys stack on each other. I think it makes it better.
Yep.
All right.
That was the big takeaway, is that it was fucking overshot CPS.
Cool.
Whoever else benefits from.
I'm not going to write that down. I'm just going to let you remember that and communicate it tomorrow.
Yep.
This is where we'll have Cavsy pulling shit through the gate, and we'll make sure our bops are assigned. Imogen, why did you die? Big flame tongue totem?
I ran in and put my totem at the door and then ran to ranged. So the only AoE I'm using is at the... Like, I'm in the range, and all the ads just ran past me. Or past everyone. It's never happened like that before.
Yeah.
I think there was an issue with the things, like...
Okay.
Picking up ads. I mean, if you can see in the VoD if I did something wrong, tell me. But
No, I
like
just
they
saw you were
they
dead.
just they ran past all melee, all tanks, and killed me in the back.
Right. Okay.
So,
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you. This for 4 horsemen, we're gonna do the pre-pull. So I haven't talked to Siduri about it, but I don't see any reason why we shouldn't be pre-casting like we talked about. So we'll be like standing up kind of on the right side of the platform by Blow Me, and we'll all have a short pull timer, and may as well cast, not wait 4 seconds for them to get there. I need to get better at tracking dots here. I just put corruptions up, and I'm supposed to be running all 3 or 4 dots on everything. So that's something I need to improve on. helpful if I had my nameplates not on overlap. I may try and change that. And then again, like we said, as long as Immortal's off the table, fuck it, just send all the melee in. Eventually we'll kill Zeliak first, we're just not there yet. And here we got lucky. Rather be lucky than good any day of the week. Remember, this will be a mega pull, so we're going to be pulling. For those who didn't see it, I may as well play it for you. This was the Noda run that we're copying. So they start. We're going to start Construct Wing tomorrow, and we're going to rock all of us rocket boots, all of us FAP. We're pulling, I think it's 16 A-bombs, or 14 A-bombs and 3 slimes on the very first pull. So we'll take our tampons out for that. What's that?
I said that's pretty much like Sid was talking about last week.
Yep.
Having everybody get the
Uh-huh. So I mean we're already kind of doing it in this room, but we'll just include that first room with it. And then instead of standing here and killing all the slimes, we'll just run through on the left like Siduri asked us to do. We just disobeyed him. It's like, here's a picture of them doing it, or a video. So they just run through, completely disrespecting. I want to send all the ranged and healers over to the far side. I don't know if Siduri will do that or not, but I don't see a reason not to. Here's a failed parachute. Yep. I don't even have parachute on my cloak, so. Alright. Lightning Nova Totem. I think we don't have a problem with Lightning Nova Totem in our raid. It's alt raid that we get destroyed every week. Well, there's one right there. And Patrick, I don't think is maybe the pool is worth watching. It's about it.
Threat. Big emphasis on threat here. One of the locks dies because he pulls threat.
Oh, yeah.
We have to. We need to re-emphasize that D-Boy needs to be getting tricks and MD because he's a warrior. If he's not getting hit, his threat's not very good at all.
Yeah, I've got more threat than him. You heard has more threat. D-Boy's down there.
I could honestly see a world where you make him the main tank on this fight, but either way, we need to be dumping the tricks and MD into the third tank.
Yeah, all he needs is like a couple hatefuls and then he should be fine. Yeah, yeah, I mean the Demo Warlocks really, I mean they should be able to meta and not be close enough for melee.
You should make a note to tell D-Boy to make sure to vigil a Demo lock since they do so much threat.
Okay.
He's not been doing Demo, but he'll get more threat if he does Demo.
Okay. Alright, we're not watching Patchwork. It's a waste of time. Alright, we're already pulling this whole room. That seems fine. I don't know why Hipsters is dead. Whatever.
Probably a slime.
Yeah, alright, we'll watch this boss. Oh, we still need to do the Thaddeus splits. Whenever we get there, we'll stop and do that. Have we been having problems here with people like running out or anything? I feel like it's been pretty okay. I think Roland got...
Main raid's been fine, but the alt raid, we've had a lot of issues.
Yeah.
With pugs.
I really think he could be cleansing faster. Sometimes we're waiting until they're like way out, but I don't think it's necessary.
I mean, the alternative strategy is to have people not leave until they just time it out themselves, right?
Yes. I don't know if anyone does that, though.
Why wouldn't that work?
What?
Why wouldn't that work? Why couldn't we do that? You just said.
I just don't know if anyone's doing it. I
It
guess
requires personal, like, paying attention
you could.
and timing.
Look how long we sit on this fucking gate. Let's see. When do we get there? This is honestly.
We have to wait for loot for all the pools to disappear, right? Because
Yeah.
we're still in
There's like a-
combat until the
there's an
pools
issue. Yeah.
disappear from Grobulus.
Why does that make us wait on loot?
I don't really
I
know.
don't know. Maybe not slow down. Oh, resing, not loot.
Oh, resing. Okay, so no one
When-
dies,
when
no
people
problem.
die. I don't know if anybody died. Yeah, if nobody dies, it's not a problem. But I think we also usually just try to get our combat so people can't mana back as well.
We sit
And
here.
Free pots as well.
We sat there for a minute and a half. That's hilarious. Almost a full potion cooldown. So that's where we're gonna save miles and just like the pre-pull ritual. Like all the trash stuff is minor.
I'm not. I guess destroying is engineering, but anybody that dies on that last boss, we should have the hunters feign death and try to zap them instead of waiting on res timer.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You can't do it in a comment though.
I think you can, at least on Battle Royale, you could feign death and
Oh
res.
yeah.
What about buying a B-res?
And rogues can vanish and do it too. I think.
B-res is fine if you're stuck in combat and there's one person dead. I think.
Yeah, that's too. But we should definitely try the hunters and the rogues first to see if that works, so we don't waste B-res.
I think they'd be put back in combat, no, because the pools are still up.
I think you can do it where it's like I don't know if it's a macro or what, but if you do it quick enough, I think you can get it all.
Mm.
All right, this is where we pause and look at numbers. So what's a good? I guess we're gonna need to split up non-bloodlusted cooldowns. I don't know of any fight that has non-bloodlusted cooldowns. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
You could look at KT, our old ones. We used to lust at the execute.
Okay. All right. We'll try. Let's see. That's lust at pull. I'd rather do something recent though. Does it?
Yeah.
Oh, let's just use patchwork. That's probably the easiest thing to do. Maybe it's not 100% accurate, but someone has a better idea with current data. Okay, so we're gonna look at how long do we expect these guys to live?
I don't know. It's going to be kind of skewed though, because there's a lot of classes that with the bloodlust and cooldowns, they do a lot more than other classes without bloodlust and cooldowns. Does that make sense? Like a mage is going to be super super high, but if you take away the bloodlust, they're going to be like average with everyone else. I think.
Yeah, I gotcha. Okay, so let's look at fights.
But it makes it more
Do
complicated.
we have a patchwork where we started and then lusted at the end?
Didn't we just lust it at the end of one of our fights like last week?
Yeah, Lotheb and Thaddeus, which are both crazy numbers that are not going to extrapolate.
Yeah. You can look at percentage instead of numbers, right?
I don't know how that's any different than looking at a bloodlust. Sure, we can do it that way. So you want to look at the bloodlust during Thaddeus to split damage?
Oh, I thought you were looking for cooldowns without bloodlust. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I want, but I'm not aware of any examples. Because I'm looking at all of our fights. Everything's under 3 minutes, so there's never going to be a time that we use 3-minute cooldowns without bloodlust. I still think Patchwork is our closest bet. I want to see how long these guys live for. In their raid. 940. So 50 seconds. Maybe they last a minute. Let's just take Patchwork up to a minute. Yeah, I mean this is not exactly rocket science, but why does our raid damage go to 0? Oh no, it's just a graphical error. Yeah, this is.
There's also let's see. There's range or there's damage going on the right side that interrupts or pushes back, right?
Yeah. So what? There's caster favorite ads. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think we put the casters on the left one in general, to prevent pushback.
Okay.
Just so if you put them on the right, they might underperform. That's all I'm saying. And which
I got you. So let's do this.
take into
Let me
account.
pull up a spreadsheet. And we're going to try and make these numbers as close as possible, understanding that it may be fucked, and that's okay. But, I mean, gargoyle, like, unholies are still going to use gargoyles. You know, mages are still going to use arcane power. So, I mean, it's going to be pretty fucking close, I think. Okay.
For which one?
We're splitting the platforms on Thaddeus, and we're using 2 and 3 minute cooldowns on pull.
Okay.
So right side, let's beef them up first. Let's put as many melee over there as we can. We've got Riddick at what, 8,500 DPS. Let's call it. I'm working on a spreadsheet on the side, by the way. Okay, so it's strange looking. We've got Umagen at 7,500 DPS. Duners at 7K.
I also
Uh,
want melee with melee for my totems.
Yeah.
If you can. I mean.
I'm going to have all the melee on the right side if I can.
Okay.
Do we know if Roland...
Haddon.
What's that?
Haddon. He's not on this list. but-
We can just copy Duner's damage.
Yeah.
I mean, we can maybe...
You probably want to reduce it by like 20%.
Because of Bloodlust? There's Papa.
Auto. No, he's just Duner's more than Haddon.
Okay, I gave Haddon 7,500. How's that? Is Roland... Do we have the roster published? Is there somewhere I can look at that?
Yeah, the raid sheet.
The raid sheet.
That's what I was gonna say. Is there's 27 on there, so there's gonna be 2 people not included on this chart that you're looking at right now.
All right, we'll just have to guesstimate them. I can work on the spreadsheet if you want to go over anything with him. By the way, we've done reviewed the Noda log, and we were just looking at our boss kills.
Okay. Sorry, I'm super late. It just took forever to get the kids to bed tonight.
Oh, it's all good, Poppy.
One of those nights.
Okay, raid sheet.
Did dots die on this?
Looks like it.
Just might want to check another one for.
I think this is the one
died
where,
during this patchwork.
if I'm remembering correctly, this is the one where D-Boy threat was low.
Yeah.
So both of the demo locks being in melee took hatefuls.
Yeah, I'll take numbers from them from previous week. I'm gonna use this for everyone else. Though.
Yeah, sorry.
All Gucci. Okay, let me get this as far as I can, and then we'll come back and see who's missing. All right, so this is gonna be.
I guess while he's doing that spreadsheet, I don't know what y'all talked about specifics wise, and that's fine because I think it's pretty straightforward on the specifics. But like generally, I think if we get one run in, like on paper, and we have data from it, I think tomorrow should kind of be like a baseline that we're trying to set, and then we improve from there. We're not trying to like break any records tomorrow. We're trying to see what works for us and see what sucks and what doesn't, and kind of have a more specific plan, I guess, for if we were actually going to do a big for realsies speed run of this.
Oh yes.
And it's also, we're going to gain the most time, I think, by people putting in effort on trash. Especially in Nax, it's so easy to just kill a boss and put somebody on follow and like go get a drink or something. But if we are going for the fastest possible clear, there can't be any AFKs for anything. You know, it's just balls to the wall the whole time. Always pulling, always doing something productive.
Never not
Can we
going.
check uptime?
Would it be greedy to have people make sure people bring bombs? Like
No, that's not greedy at all. We should definitely.
It's so cheap. Like
we should be using
sappers,
bombs, sappers every pack.
Yeah, I put bombs on Blizzard.
sappers and 7-up bombs are extremely cheap. There's no reason not to have them.
Yeah, I've got
Serenite
hundreds of them.
bombs. Yeah, I have enough Serenite bombs to like supply the entire raid.
Yeah, we could easily fund that. out of
Yeah,
the
because
building, just hand them out.
Yeah, like the box of bombs or whatever is like the way to go. You know.
Yeah, but that's where we'll gain the most time is on trash, people not AFKing, and then execution of the I guess quote unquote sweaty things that we would want to try, like the really big pulls, like the one spider pull before an Evercon, and the 2-room patchwork pulls, which are pretty risky relative to what we've been doing, but a lot of payoff there potentially.
Yeah, I would argue the pre-pull, the pre-boss pull ritual is equally important.
Yeah.
We counted a minute and a half before pulling a couple of those. Skyborn DPS on Tuesday?
Yeah, sure. I think we go, if Yukala is up for it, I think we go Giggle, Tapler, Neath healing, and everybody else DPS.
Yeah, as long as no one holds my kind of shit gear against me.
Oh, it's being held.
I would rather you heal than do damage and shit gear.
Nah. Just still do good. Just still do some damage.
I think for a baseline run, like if we were going to be doing an actual speed run, that would be 3 healing. So if we're trying to get a realistic baseline, we need to be 3 healing. Even if it's damage and shit gear, it's more to assess what the healers can do. Like if they can.
That's fine. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so let me switch screens here.
Imagine if you call it with spell hands.
teacher your ways.
I will send you my UI. That's all that you need.
The first thing you know about spell hands is you just need on everything.
Every piece of gear.
That's
number
best.
one.
Interesting.
So you're already on the right path.
All right.
Valenier, yours.
Who am I missing?
I hear Valinir's biz for spell hands. Actually.
Is Gwaggy's coming on the Warlock? He said. He said he didn't mind to do that. So I'm just gonna put Ricklock over here. I'm gonna put you. You're playing Demo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put you at 7100 DPS. All right, so we have 20,000 more DPS on the caster side. We need to move at least 10,000 over a column. Let me make sure I've not missed anybody. Nope, I forgot.
Are you including hunters on the caster side?
Yeah, should I move them over?
Move the hunters.
Yeah.
Okay, let me move them. Hold on. I got Christ here weighing in at 6,100. Okay, so we're gonna move the hunters. Okay. That got it closer, and we've got executes from the warlocks, so this may actually do it. Just melee and ranged on one side. I mean,
the only thing we have to adjust is when we look at the actual roster for who's going to be attending a particular raid. We might have to swap one person, like if 2 melee are out or if 2 casters are out.
Yeah. Well, do you want? I can just put this in roll leads and you can pin it. Maybe it's like a quick calculator.
Yeah.
Thaddeus, or I can transfer it over. I can transfer the function.
Put it on the raid sheet. If you scroll on the assignments tab, just throw it at the bottom of that.
Okay, so let me copy this.
Another thing for people to not look at.
Right. Well, we'll look it up. It's an easy calculator.
Actually, is a useful. Like it makes it really fast to split the raid like that.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't been typing people's DPS, expected DPS into that. I just been splitting names.
Right. Well, there's a calculator.
Now, like I said though, your math is based on with bloodlust, and
Yes.
then I feel like unholy DKs and frost mages are gonna like be dramatically different with cooldowns without bloodlust.
So we'll find out tomorrow because we'll
Yeah.
get data tomorrow
My
with
8,500 to be like less than 5k without bloodlust.
Yeah.
Well, within the last 2 weeks, we've never used 3-minute cooldowns without bloodlust. So this is the best data we have to go off of.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, arcane mages, it's not going to be that much difference because it's just haste on top of our normal stuff.
Right.
All I know is I've seen you guys pop all your cooldowns together, and the difference in your just sustained damage.
You're pretty.
Yeah, but it's just us popping everything together like that. That's still happening, right?
I mean, if you look at it, they're at 9,200, 8,200. Everyone else is like 6 or 7K. So it's like a player and a half.
If they're at a certain haste threshold, they're having to stagger their icy and potion with lust anyway, because they're going to be over haste cap.
So it's mostly the unholy DK that's going to have a huge effect then.
Yeah.
Yeah, because snapshotting will be impacted more or whatever.
All right, So yeah, the only difference here will be we're just going to coach everyone to absolutely blow your load on Stalag and Fugan.
All the loads.
So what's our estimate for how long is Thaddeus? How long is Thaddeus?
3:30 is what we're aiming for.
Our kills
3:30?
have been a little over 4 minutes, I think, historically.
I think I'm gonna try to use Gargoyle at the very beginning on this fight because last week when I saved it, by the time you guys bloodlusted and my stuff was up to proc Gargoyle, the boss, I could only attack it for like 15 seconds and then it was dead.
Well, you're gonna gargoyle twice
So,
here. So you're gonna
yes.
gargoyle on
At the very beginning and
yes.
then at the end there. Yes.
Yep.
Is Gargoyle a 3?
3.
It's 3.
Yeah, it's all 3s then.
So like yeah, this sweaty guild, Noda, the ones that we're copying from, they were a 341 kill. We were a 417, so
Yeah.
we're not gonna be faster than Noda.
It's worth saying that that particular VoD that we're looking at right there is one of their split runs.
Okay.
So they've been doing splits, so they have at least, maybe not half, but they have at least a portion of that raid on alts.
Yeah.
So that's not going to even be their final form.
Right. Even if we're 10 seconds faster, we still get 30 seconds worth of 3-minute cooldowns.
It's definitely, the math is there to use them at the beginning. And if we ever get to a sub 3-minute kill, then we stop doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's ever told you, Shadow Whisper, you're one sexy motherfucker, dog.
Thanks, man.
Tell them that every time I see him.
I feel like shit right now, so.
You sound a little poopy.
I don't know what's going on, man. My kids have been sick for like 2 weeks, and I've been fine, and I think it's hitting me. Plague. I was saying that the melee need to prioritize Plague Slime damage because they only take physical, so we just need to bitch and moan about that a little more. And it looks like, well, yeah, there's one that stayed up here, 2 that stayed up here, the last ones to die. Every week, they're always the last ones to die.
Do they only take physical? Or are they immune to a certain
I think they have a rotating immunity to magic, which
Right.
just means the magic does so little damage. That's basically.
I have never done damage to Plague Slime.
They definitely take holy damage because I'm putting tons of threat on them.
Okay.
And they
I
take
think
bomb
they
damage.
sometimes take frost damage and they sometimes take fire damage.
Yeah, it changes. They change colors. They'll like, you could probably back up a little bit and see them change colors. They'll go like blue when they're immune to
Yeah, that one's blue.
blizzard, and they'll go red when they're immune to fire.
Yeah, melee focusing them is probably still the biggest return.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, Siduri, not to back up, but you weren't here when they went over the boss, with the 2 different rooms and the ads and shit. I can remember his name. You know what I'm talking about? Gothic, yeah. What you said last week about maybe having B-Boy stay tank for that just to pick up the ads. What do you think?
We talked about doing that for Immortal, yeah.
Cool.
I would think for a speedrun we would still want him as DPS.
Okay.
Well, this one, if you look, they were using a hunter to pull it through 2 gates. So it's coming through the gate that goes to 4 Horsemen and then through the living side gate. So we can stack everyone living side and have Cavsy go do whatever it is he does with vigilance.
What I'm here too.
And all the ads come to living side.
Well, then if we're relying on that, then D-Boy does have to be prod for vigilance.
Yes. Like, see, like, there they come. There came a pack right there.
Does Garkef have the DPS spec?
I'm not sure, but I have a pretty decent set now. I got the 213 weapon from KT the other night.
Yeah.
You suck.
Humper.
Grats. Okay, so this is interesting. When they're doing this gate thing, they actually get these ghosts that come through the gate. I wonder why.
That's a consequence of aggro.
Okay, so we should just be prepared for extra ads to come early before the gate opens.
Like they're probably chain aggroing on the ads running through, and then since there's aggro, they'll go through the door, but they just won't go through the door when there's no aggro.
It wouldn't surprise me.
This is probably not worth watching. We just blow the boss up, maybe with less pull timer.
Any video of me beating Umagen is worth watching.
Okay. Uh-huh.
So, like every video. VoD.
There he is, number 1, 9,200.
Maybe start pulling logs.
The long schlong. Jeremy, were you gonna change this positioning on Hagen?
Yes, actually.
Sir
The
VoD.
corner strat. There's no VoD, but you can pull up the most recent Relentless log and look at the replay just for the position.
I need to get the guild code, by the way, so I can.
Sure. I can set you up after this.
Thank you.
It's very simple though. It's just pulling the boss to the far front corner, and then the ranged and healers stand on the near side back corner.
Okay.
Stand on opposite corners from each other.
The tank
And-
is getting hit by slime explosion.
No, the tank is not getting hit by slime.
Oh wow.
You can stand on that lip right there and avoid all of it,
Okay.
and then nobody's getting any pushback. I think we'll have a record kill on him
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Fuck it. Why not? Let's do it.
We did it in 10-man Sunday night, Saturday night, whenever that was. Or my pug 10-man, not the one we did with the guild.
Right. Okay, we're not gonna watch this. Do we want to look at the spore priority? Is that something we care about, or do we want to just keep doing what we're doing?
We'll keep doing what we're doing. We're holding lust until everybody gets it anyway, or until everybody's had an opportunity to get it.
We're holding lust till execute.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Or close to it, at least. Because the ICDs on trinkets will already be fucked, so.
How long is that fight,
Lothab?
duration-wise? Yeah.
Good question.
Should people use twos right on the pull?
I'll say our last one was 3 minutes, or the week before this one was 3. Maybe.
We can find out.
If we definitely hold less, then yes. I did last
3
time.
minutes. It's exactly 3 minutes.
So we should use twos on the pull, even without spore,
Yes.
because you'll get them again with spore and lust.
Yep. So
That's
I will
another.
write that down.
That's another coaching note then to tell everybody.
So Lothab below 2 minute. Oops. He's on pull. Okay. I don't think this is really worth watching, since we've already discussed that. We talked about taking the Lothab spore into trash, so we'll take the Lothab spore into military trash.
I think they hot fixed that to where when you drop combat, everybody drops their debuff.
Oh, yep, you're right.
That was in their. That was in their patch
Just
notes.
kidding.
It didn't used to be that way because it was invalidating a lot of logs.
Right. I think this is Haddon's pull. Haddon and Dooners have some witchcraft.
Did you guys talk about order of wings yet? Like what's going to be optimal? I don't know the answer. I'm just curious.
I just copied what Noted did. I don't know if that's better or not.
The way I wanted to look at it was, I don't know if anybody's ever watched Ocarina of Time speed runs, but I got super into that scene several years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like when games done quick was all the rage.
Love it.
So I think you can look at Nax like segments, and you can improve each segment, but it may be optimal to have a specific segment order that saves you time because of the way like boots cooldowns and bomb cooldowns line up from wing to wing.
Definitely construct first.
Right.
And
I
pass
think
that
that's
on.
why they go construct first, because they're popping faps and they're popping everything on that first trash pull.
We're tanking him in the middle of the room, right? Or do you want to pull him to the door?
A nub,
Yeah.
it's going to be optimal to slow walk him to the door.
Okay.
Feels bad to be a shaman on that fight, but It'll save us like 10 seconds of running across the room.
Gotta back that ass up.
Alternatively, we could MD pull him and just have Gark stand at the door and just let him run to the door.
Let's see how they
And
do it.
Lust when he gets to the door. They slow walk it in the Noda video.
They do. Okay. Oh, we don't have to pull this left pack. We talked about that. It's not required, so we need to hug the far right side.
We need to say that then, if you can put that in the coaching notes. Somebody will inevitably just run it down mid, as one does.
I think we wipe here, right?
I'll go put the watch bed over there.
Yeah, this was the random pet pull, I think.
Yeah, can't do that.
That may be another thing to put in like general coaching notes, is for everybody to check their macros and check their pet aggro.
Oh, yeah, we just need to be bitching about it when we're coming down into the room.
Really everywhere.
Yeah. Well, I pulled a boss in GDKP with my pet, so I will not be the first one to throw the stone.
Yeah. I'll throw it, I don't care. I'll have a pet. Until Ugg Nasty X gets to 80, I can bitch about other people's pets.
I need to quit agonying in execute range. It's a fucking waste of a global. I don't think we're going to gain a lot from watching this. I feel like this trash is pretty quick.
The spider wing.
Yeah, we've got that down. So my idea of a ready check is like, this trash is dead. We're ready checking and pull the boss. Like, hit yes when you're in the room and you're ready to go. None of this like lollygagging over here.
There's nothing to talk about with any of these bosses. Especially if we're not doing immortal. Everybody knows what to do. We've done it several times. It should be ready check should be, do you have buffs and mana?
Fuck your mana.
Or will you have mana when the boss engages?
How long are we sitting here? Alright, so that's where we clean up most of our time, I think. We save 10 minutes on a pre-pull ritual if we just smash our heads into him. This is probably not worth watching. Except when I get PI, I get web wrapped. That's kind of fun.
Pia, 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 pia.
Oh, no, it didn't even hit me. That's good. Oh, we found out the perfect time to pre-pot.
On Saffron?
Yep. Fart
Share the
cloud.
secret?
Oh, hold on. He didn't fart cloud there. There was a fart cloud in the other video. I want my money back.
Do you not have fart clouds enabled on your UI?
Apparently not. What the hell?
No, yeah, I think it's buggy, man, because the first week that we did that, it was there, and then the past 2 weeks it's not been there.
Yeah, look at this. So we need a new whatever. Look at this. Fart cloud. Pre-pot. Not in combat. And then you get like a full like Mississippi. This is 2 times speed. And then combat starts. So I don't know when we want to. I mean,
that's a feels craft thing, I think, for everybody's pre-pots. Because if you wait on the call and you try to call it early, I don't know. I feel like it's better. Even if you miss it by a hair, you're gonna get your full potion during lust.
What
Yeah.
how
The
long
worst thing.
from the time she starts spinning to the time she pulls? How long did we have in this one?
I could tell you. Till I hit combat.
Yep.
It's actually got my timer going right here too, so that's good. All right, so she just started spinning at 23:04. I'm not in combat. Now I am. 16 seconds.
So we got a little bit. We can probably manage that a little bit better.
So this is what I'll do. Let me delete. I gotta delete this. Pre-pots on Saffron 13 seconds after bones start swirling.
Somebody gonna actually set a timer for that?
Yeah, I run with the timer pretty regularly. I don't mind. Okay, we will watch this just because we can, and it's our kill. Did someone die to cleave? Maybe not. Live tap, please. Live tap. What the fuck?
Who is this lock? Probably the biggest strategy change, I think, is going to be Gark tanking all the bosses. If I'm going DPS. For the solo tank stuff, anyway. You got any questions about any of those, Gark? Like positioning or anything?
For the most part, seems okay. We're just changing. We're going to bring a noob back. We're just taking it back to the door, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We seem to tank pretty much everything. Should be okay.
We're changing KT's position to the center of the room.
Middle, right?
Yeah.
Middle of the room, yeah. Gives people more room spread out. What did Nota single tank a noob and just send the ads to the main tank?
I'm
curious if their tank could live through the stacks plus getting hit by the boss.
They had one tank. And he took 55,000 on what? On a noob? On a noob.
On a noob, yeah.
Had one tank. He took, oh my god. Look at that crypt guard damage taken. Jesus.
Yeah, those things have the stacking debuff.
Oh my jeepers. 170,000 damage.
Yeah, you take more damage from the ads than the boss by far. That's why we've been two tanking that fight.
I would continue to taking that, sir.
Okay.
That looks very sketchy.
It's probably, if it's a paladin, it's probably okay because they're mitigating more with block.
I mean, what are we gaining? A ret DPS or an armed warrior? Like, no thanks.
I'm gonna. Well, D-Boy's gonna be DPS the whole time probably. But did you talk about two tanking patch?
Nope. No, we did not.
Okay, that was another minor change.
So we're two tanking patchwork.
Yeah, it's basically the strategy is both Holy Pallies are putting their beacon on the main tank and then just bombing heals onto the hateful tank.
Now, see, I was under the assumption that you can only do that with the feral druid.
I don't think so. I think it has more to do with how often the hatefuls hit than how much they hit for. It's the timing of they hit like every second to second and a half. So the hateful tank has to receive a heal every second to a second and a half. So if both Holy Pallies are spamming, they're always going to be topped.
Yeah.
If it's just one healer spamming, then you're going to get the situation where
I got you.
The off tank is sitting at like 40% health, so the hateful is going to choose one of the melee instead of the off tank.
Okay.
So their health pool is somewhat irrelevant above a certain point, and that point is can they survive one hateful?
Right. So who's the beacon going on to? Double beacon.
Double beacon the main tank, and then bomb heals into the hateful tank. So it'd be double beacon onto Holy Sid, and then they're going to be healing Gark.
Was that any merit behind the hateful tank wearing frost resistance gear, or did they lose too many defensive stats?
I think it's just for the stamina.
Don't matter. It's just stamina because hateful. I don't think hateful can crit, and then they took crushing out of the game. So
that might actually be a good idea. shouldn't be too expensive either, but they should. That should be a pretty large amount of stamina, shouldn't it?
I'm not sure what the stam difference is. I've not looked into that gear.
I'll look it up right now.
Okay. Is that it?
Let's see.
Oh, one thing I wanted to ask.
Did you talk about Gloof?
About rocket boots?
About kiting versus tank swapping?
No, we did not. I did not know that was a thing. Before we go there, I do want to look at this with you because I don't think that we should leave ranged and healers on the Patchwork Island. I think everyone should jump over. I know we won't have rocket boots, but half of their raid took a huge mana loss anyway. I think it's safer this way.
Okay.
Right now we're going to Gluth.
Yeah, I'm just curious how they did Gluth because we've been running 3 tanks because of the tank swap mechanic on the boss, and then the 3rd tank is kiting ads. I'm just curious if there's a more optimal way to do that.
You bubble the stacks off?
You cannot. I tried that in a 10-man, and it does not remove the stacks.
They had 1 tank. They also killed him in 1 minute and 22 seconds.
So what are they doing with the ad? Because it looks like the druid took the boss just long enough for the paladin to drop stacks.
Let's see.
That's what it was. They have their holy pallies. I'm not sure if they turn on righteous fury or not, but the holy pallies are just standing there taking ads, and the druid is just tanking ads when he can. So they have their holy pallies taking some auto attacks from the ads, and then they have their off tank when he's not tanking, just standing there tanking them.
Yeah, that guy ate every debuff that he was given to him. He took 7 mortal wounds. That's what, 70% damage reduction or 70% healing?
Yeah, you have to kill him as fast as they... I guess you could go a little slower, but you basically got to kill him before they get to 10 stacks. You get to 10 stacks, it's over. Because you can't swap threat on the ads.
Hell, we 1-tanked it last week. Gark took 8 stacks, so we've already done it.
Yeah, there you go. So the only difference there is you don't actually have somebody kiting the ads. You just let them go to the paladins, and then when there's too many for the paladins to take without dying, the off tank is just taunting them and standing still, tanking them.
Okay, so no kiting Gluth ads.
That allows hunters to just full DPS, shamans to full DPS, no earthbinds, no traps.
Icebane stuff, the frost resistance is. I only found the belt and the wrist, but both are. Sorry, not the wrist. Feet. Both are 129 stamina with 2 sockets.
Holy shit.
Is there anything else?
I think I joined, and we talked about Thaddeus, and we talked about Plague, and we talked about Spider.
Mm-hmm.
So military, I guess, is the only one.
The priests are gonna stack on top of each other so that he's not turning around. We're gonna be pulling trash through the gate on Highgate or Noth. And 4 horsemen. Oh, 4 horsemen. We want to do precasting on Blow Me. So,
gotcha.
Like here, you can see they precast on Zeliak, which I'm sure we'll do eventually. But like, we should start the pull kind of here, just on the opposite side, and then pull with big dick range damage. And okay,
yeah, makes sense.